Alrighty, welcome to another game of chess. First, I'm going to get started by doing a couple puzzles because it's been a little bit. Let's go solve some puzzles. Alright, so it's white to move. What's going on over here? I can. My queen is under attack. I can take this pawn. I can take that pawn. I think it's going to be probably a check over here. So if I do a check over there, well, the queen is kind of trapped. Yeah, is that checkmate? And the queen comes in there. Let's see. Okay, then we do that. Do that. Okay. Sweet. Let's do one more puzzle. Early game. Is there a tactic here somewhere? If I check here, so I can check there, I can check there, and I can take this. I think that's what it is. Then I check here, and I take this bishop. Alright, let's play a couple games. So I did play some games off the stream. Got to almost 1600 now. We'll look at some games after this. Nothing was really that impressive. And I guess one game that I was definitely losing, I managed to win using my king and rook, even though I was like maybe 12 points down. And then another game I should have won, but I stalemated. Alright, so let's take a look. So we're doing this normal kind of thing. We do this in a lot of our games. Alrighty. I'm coming here. I kind of like this move because this happens a lot. And so I was kind of talking about it earlier. But like this is the kind of game that I always get to. And I know this is a bad move. This is not a good move, right? But what happens sometimes is they push their pawn thinking they have a discovered attack, right? But they don't because then I take that pawn. So now they kind of like defended it, but they also open up this file. So for me, this kind of stuff works out in the future, even though the computer probably would say that's a bad move because it allows them to develop their stuff. And, you know, I'm going to go back where I'm going to go. I have to go back. I cannot stay here now. If I do that move, then the bishop can come over there, and I'm still kind of in a bad position, right? So I'm going to just go back, which is what I usually do, even though it's probably bad. All right, so I'm going to come here, playing against 1590, which is actually pretty high. I mean, like, it's like, already it's like in the top, like, 2% or something like that. All right, so I'm going to come here now. The thing I like about this move is it attacks this bishop, right? And if they just do a silly move like, you know, move it here or there, I just take the pawn, you know? So they kind of like, I just get a bishop. And so then I castle. And I like this position. Like, this is the kind of position that I usually play in, especially in the higher level games. Alrighty, so we got that out of the way. I'm going to go for the other bishop. Or should I just... I think I should... You know what happens to me a lot? This bishop over here gets stuck. Like, it's just not activated until way later. I'm going to just do it right now so I can get into the game. And then... What should I do with this? I guess I can come here, right? Good. So now they have a square here. They can come here because the rook is defending it. I can't really put that bishop there anymore. I can attack this bishop over here. And then I can put my rook attacking it. I think it's fine. If they don't move it, like let's say they move the pawn over here to defend, I'm going to try to do these moves. I have a mouse now too. Let me see if I can use my mouse. Oh, it's not connected on this computer. Is it? No, it's not. Okay, so I was thinking if they don't move that, I can come here. And that does an attack on the pawn, as well as this knight. And what can they do, really? I mean, they can go... Yeah, so I'm attacking this pawn over here, which is undefended. And also this knight, because there's only one defender, and I have two attackers here. And where are they going to go? I mean, they can attack my rook, right? But I can do a check and then move my rook out of the way. So this is good for me. I like this. Now, let's look at the pieces. I mean, is there any advantage for white? Like I don't have any pieces on this side of the board. They have one on mine. I have two on my side of the board, right? So like they're probably better right now. Yeah, I was thinking this. So then I got a free pawn. I took one of the pieces out of the board, and I'll up a pawn as well. And now, what is my move? I'm in danger here, kind of, because this bishop can move and then I'll be under attack, but it's by their queen. And since I'm technically up, I should offer trades, right? So let's go for trades. There's no checks they can do, although they probably can move their queen here and threaten a check. But I can move my rook back, or maybe move my bishop back or something. Interesting. They're doing that move. They're doing that move, right? Do I want to trade my queen? I don't know. I feel like no. I'm going to come here. We have the same light square bishop. I want to put my bishop there if I can, which I can. If they push there, I can get kicked out of there easily. Oh, I can do it here. I think that's a better move. Attack the rook. Let's attack the rook. What else can I do? I can also bring the rook up first, which is maybe better, because if they move their rook here to you know, then I can't, like if they move the rook here, then I can't attack it. Let me attack it first. Okay. I'm gonna trade. Are they trying to give me a check? If I move my queen here, then if they give me a check, I can get my king into safety and threaten checkmate, or at least take one of their pieces. So I'm going to do that. They'll get a pawn, which will be this one or that one, and I'll be able to do that. So that's good for me. And if they don't come over here, I can come over there and still threaten another trade. And since I'm a pawn up, I mean, trades are right now good for me. So unless I make a blunder and lose something, we should be fine. But it will not be a quick win. Okay, so I'll come over here. I guess it's the same kind of threat. If they still check, I'm still going to do it. That's a checkmate now if he allows it, or she. And here I will offer a trade, will I? I think I will, right? Or should I get my king into safety first? If I do that check I don't like. I don't like this area. So what can I do? Because I'm worried about this. I can go to safety, but if I go to safety, there's a check right here, which I don't like. But then I can defend it like that. I might do that actually. Yeah, let's do that first. Check over there. Yeah. Interesting. So if I come check here, or do I just take it? Check there doesn't do anything for me. I want to just take. That kind of like really makes me feel a lot better here because I no longer have a threat of this check in the back rank and then losing some pawns. So now I'm gonna start start threatening some of these pawns. If I do that, right, I'm just gonna attack the other pawn, and there's no way for them to defend it. I guess there is. So they bring the bishop here, but I can bring my bishop somewhere. Offer another trade. Do I take with the pawn? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Shoot, cool. That's another. Now I'm 2 pawns up, right? That's huge. They probably take, yeah. So they're taking. Now I'm up a whole, and I have 2 passed pawns. Okay, they resign. Yep. Let's review the game quickly. I'm curious about my early play, especially. Oh, look at that, 2200. Okay, start review. Let me do like this version of it. So they wanted the D3 no D5 move. I don't like that move though. I'm so much more comfortable with the C5 move. Of course, my position is worse here. Sure. So I take it. What's a better move there? Another D5 move there. Which, if I do it right, don't they push their pawn? Yeah. I don't like that either because it. Yeah, I don't like that. So, okay, we have this. Yeah, this is a mistake, right? So of course it's a mistake. Knight F6, F6, knight F6. Okay. I'm just tempted by this. Like, let's say, for example, I do that and they do this. Look at the evaluation bar. Like, that's just humongous. Then I go here, and they take, and I take, and they come here. I mean, usually I don't take over there, but usually I do this, yeah. Then they, well, let's say they take. Sometimes they do. Check, right? And then I come over here, and then maybe even not, right? Maybe even just do this. Like, that's humongous, right? Like, I love. This happens sometimes, but mostly it doesn't. But instead of saying I should do this move, which attacks the weak pawn, undefended, and they do this move usually, which then I should of course take it, right? Because then I can just do that next. Yeah, like that. Okay, next time I should do the knight F6. Let's go. Maybe King's Gambit. Who knows? Maybe abort. Who knows? Okay, Scandinavian. I'm afraid of Scandinavian actually. Oh, never mind. Not afraid of that. I mean, look how many pieces I have out. I feel like this has to be a huge advantage for me. Especially if they take it, then they have 0 pieces out, and I have 2. Alright, time to start thinking about opportunities. They move their knight, I'm going to pin it. Okay, I'm going to pin it. It's not really pinned, of course. But I'm going to prepare to pin it if they move this pawn. They might attack me over here. Sure, sure, sure. Do I capture? Do I take the... If they push this other pawn, do I take it? Nah. Maybe he's waiting for me to castle there first. Or she. I'm going to come here. Maybe not actually. Maybe I kick... Yeah, let's kick this first. So what I'm thinking about is, one, in previous game reviews, like kicking this bishop. I keep saying knight, I mean bishop. Kicking this bishop is like one of the best moves. Even if I miss it a few times, it's still like the best move. And so I'm doing it as a way to say, okay, let's see what the next best move is after this. Okay. If I push that, I'm not going to castle king side. I mean, their queen side is also weak. They already raised this pawn. I'll castle queen side and then push this. Then I'm going to... I can take this over here. Nah. I'm going to attack their bishop with the threat of taking it and removing that f pawn, which will be amazing. What can they do? I mean, they can't... They have to either take it, which helps my development, or let me take, which destroys their pawn structure, especially around their king. And I think they're going to castle king side or stay in the middle. But queen side castling, I don't think will be the best for them. So if they do that, it's fine. I could have actually moved my knight over here, but I actually want to force this thing out. Yeah, let's get some pieces away from the king while helping develop it. Yeah, let's do that. And then I can still come over here. Oh boy. They might move their knight, but I have my knight guarding this square. This is interesting. Do they do the pawn? That is interesting. What are they planning? I want a castle while I can. If they take, I'll take. It's fine. Okay. I think the next move is over here, putting a piece on their side of the board. I get an attack potentially forking this pawn and checkmate. And they can't kick my knight out either. Yeah, that's a pretty good move, looks like. Because their pawn is stuck here. They're pinned by their own thing, their own knight. So if I come over here, they can't really force my knight out. And that is a powerful position for that piece. Because if I come over here, I do that fork. Wait. How can I not do that? Oh boy. Okay, so I need to. That was a good move by them. I can still go there, right? I can still go there. I can position my knight where I want it. If they move that pawn to kick me, that's still good for me too, because I have some other squares to go, and also that king is in like is pretty undeveloped right now. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm threatening the pawn, so they have to respond to it. They don't have the luxury of developing right now. And my next move is still going to probably be this. If they come with push this, if they push this pawn over here, I mean that's like weakening these diagonal, and also over here too. And I like that. Okay, so they did that. Now that's another great piece, because now my knight comes over here, and I'm threatening this weak pawn, right? While also kind of like if they push it, I have this square, right? Attacks the rook. They lose the ability to castle on that side at least. Or I come over here, attack the queen, and then get this pawn as well. So I think this is still a better opportunity for me right now. And then also threaten to take this knight if the queen moves too. Yeah, it's pretty good. Also kind of want to get my rook into the game too. So if they do something good that forces me to not continue to attack, I'm not sure what, but of course that happens all the time. Then I can, maybe the queen goes over here, for example. Then I can just move the rook. Either that or move the bishop. Okay. Let's go move the rook. I guess the bishop is kind of good over there. Interesting. So now if I come and move this pawn, like of course that's like damaging my king side. So what else can I do? If I do that, I have this, queen takes, right? But it's not a good, I don't think it's a good move. So the question is what do I do? I can sacrifice. Oh, I don't have to even sacrifice. I can just position this. This is probably a better move, right? Threaten checkmate. That's probably a better move. And if they block with the knight, I also, no, I cannot get a free pawn because the queen defends the square. So after the pawn takes, if I take, queen takes. After the bishop and knight trade. But it's probably, oh no, but they can't, because this rook, luckily, see? You just put stuff in the right spot and then all of a sudden they become useful later. Okay. Good move. No more checkmate. If I sacrifice the knight, they take with the pawn, opens up this file. Does it do anything? I don't think so. I can double up the rooks. Well, they already lost their ability to castle, so they're not castling right now. That's humongous, right? What's the weakest point right now for them? I mean, this pawn over here is pretty weak, right? This is pretty weak, except this is still defending it. But that's not a good square for this rook. So I think I have to be a little bit patient over here. I think some opportunities will come, and I think for now, I kind of can just double up the rooks over here in front of the king, which may offer some discover attacks, and I don't see any discover attacks on me. So let's do it. Okay. I kind of had a feeling that would come eventually. I mean, there's only a square for me to go, so I'm not going to think too much about it. I could, let's say this queen moves here, for example, right? Then I could just move my queen here, and I'm forking the two rooks. And there's no way to save both, right? So this, and so kind of what's happening right now is like their position is like really, like restricted, like really, like if they make a move, then it's likely that they're gonna do something wrong because there's so many pieces over here that must be there. Like the rook has to defend this pawn over here, otherwise the knight will just take it, right? Like this rook has to be there because otherwise this pawn is going to be undefended and it's checkmate. This queen has to defend this rook, right? Otherwise I can fork, right? This bishop doesn't have any square to go. This king can't castle, has no square to go either. This queen, you know, obviously, okay, so we're going to fork now. But do we have a better move? I mean, this is a discover attack, right? But I think forking is probably the best move in this case. So I fork. I'm going to try to get that one if they don't move any of them. Do one more game after this. Now the question for me is to make sure I don't blunder or make some like horrendous mistake here, and you know, get a draw or something, because I have clearly a humongous lead right now. I'm just imagining if this rook goes here, there'll be another fork opportunity with the knight. So for example, let's say I take this rook over here, then the queen has to block, and then I take the queen with my queen, the king takes, and if this rook is over here, then next move is the knight goes there and fork, and then gets the other rook too. If this rook goes here, I'll just take. I won't have any forking opportunities, but it's still good. What is this? I mean, there's a check here, right? So there's not really a good situation for them, but there's also a check. So I need to go for the check, right? And then take. So now, check. I take over here. I take this with check. The other pawn as well. Or maybe this pawn. Like I think this pawn. The king moves somewhere. Like there, for example. Okay, never mind. No, they cannot take that pawn. This pawn it is. That's fine with me. I'll take that one. Oh boy. I mean, I could even lose a whole piece and it doesn't matter. Let's do that. I'm just going to take this pawn first. See, a blunder. It doesn't matter, though. It does not matter. Okay. Do I want to take this? I'm going to just push this pawn and see what can happen. I mean, this knight can be defended. I'll have a good pawn structure. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Defend with this pawn over here. And how can I even get on that side of the board? I mean, these squares are all blocked, right? So this rook can't even go defend the square. I guess they can because the can go there, and the king can move, but maybe there's some ways I can make it harder as well. Anyways, they're about to lose on time anyway. I'll continue. Good game. Let's review it real quick. Okay, 1900. No blunders. 2 misses. Let's see what the misses were. Better option was to force isolated double pawns. So back, force double, so like this. No. Let's go here. Oh, okay, that. And that's good. Look at the position. It's kind of rare that you usually have a position advantage early in the game. Okay. Well, we'll stop with this. Let's go to the last game. Is this the London? No. Okay. I'm just, like, my first beginning moves, I just play fast and I don't really think about it too much. But now I'm looking at it and I see, like, okay, if I push this pawn, I have a couple defenders. I like that move. And then also opens up this file to attack the king's pawn. Let's come over here. Interesting. I'm going to go here with the idea that there could be discovered attack, especially if the bishop moves. Can I force it to move? I think so. I'm just going to castle next move anyway, so I'm not going to do that. Let's come over here, though. Do I want to go here? No, I'll go here. Oh, no. Okay, I was just going to say I could have attacked that pawn for free. Big miss on my part. I'm going to get this bishop, though, and let them take my queen. I'll double up fix my center pawn structure, which I'll have 2 center pawns, and they'll have none. They'll have 1, sorry. But then I can attack it and immediately go for a fork. Of course, the rook can come over here, defend, gets out of the fork potential as well. Oh, no fork. Sorry, I get the pawn though, right? I get the pawn. And I fork the, so I get another bishop, and I'll have bishop pair. Nice. What do I want to do? I want to push this pawn over here. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm in trouble. Oh boy. If I do that, I lose a piece. I need to... So if I push this pawn, I get out of danger, but then this knight will come here. And then I just move the rook. It's fine. Actually, I kind of like that. Now I can move my bishop over there, kind of close the position off. If they push the pawn, I take the pawn. Good, 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 good. Let's do that. Yeah, and they have to move their knight. So it's already giving me a room to breathe. I mean, is there any other option? I don't have any other option, right? That's the only thing. Okay, I could just take this. I'm gonna take it, and then move my other bishop here to close the position off a little bit, and then castle. Where do I castle? I think I castle queenside. Now I'm up a pawn. I have a bishop for a knight, and I have kind of like a passed pawn, and I'm going to look pretty good here. Oh boy. Did not realize that was coming, but of course, no big deal. Oh, there is a big deal actually. Big deal is forking. So I can just do this, right? No, because then they fork, and then I'm down a piece anyway. So I do this, and now I'm down. I'm losing a rook. Not really though, because I can just take their rook, right? I mean, they can double up their rooks, right? But I can just move my knight then, move my rook. So can they attack? Oh, but they can check me. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's come over here. They're gonna take my other rook too. Man. Oh, good. Thank goodness. Whew. Coming into the middle. They'll move their rook here probably. No, they're not. Interesting. What are they doing? They're allowing me to like move my rook into this file. For what reason? Okay. Now they're unhappy with this move. But I'm going to come here. And I can go to other files. Okay. So I'm coming here. Oh, man. Back to where I was. So I'm up a pawn, but they have my rook for a bishop. I really wanted to. Well, let's see. Like, okay, I have an idea here. So I come over here. They come over here. I bring my rook up, and then potentially, let's see what happens. Because if they move this other rook down, then I have this move, and that's fine. I like it. But if they come back here, then we do a draw. Right? I'll draw from here. Okay. Do I like that move? No. It's a pretty bad situation. Do I have any opportunities? I mean, I guess I could just do that, right? And then they'll take my rook. Oh, no, I don't like it. What about this? Yeah. And then they come here. And then I block it. I mean, that doesn't really help, though. That's fine. I go back here. My goal is to like kind of like force them to make a decision, right? If I come here, that just take it. So let's do that. Good move. Good move by them. Now they're gonna push this pawn probably. And I have to be forced, I have to force to move over there. I'll get out of the way. But then I have to be here. I have to be here. They push, I go there. They'll come here. I'll go up. Although it's also a problem if I open up these files, right? The rooks will just have fun. But I'm not sure what else I can do. Good move. I'll come here now. So now my bishop is free to go somewhere useful. I'm not sure where. Well, maybe here actually, because if they take, I take the rook. And if they don't take, now I can win the pawn. And also like plant my bishop over there too. I like it. Yep. And if I put my bishop here, it kind of closes off the position and defends a lot of stuff. And then I can bring my rook up. Good. I'll bring my rook up over here. Is that checkmate over there? No. If my king goes up there, then it is. Oh shit! I'm just winning a rook now. What did they do? Why did they do that? Maybe they just didn't notice the bishop was there. That's probably what it was. It's still not a good position for me right now. Like I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay, so I come over here, let's say. Their king cannot move forward because this pawn is blocking that square. The king is blocking this square. I'm defending this over here. Good, good, good. I'm going to come check. It's going to go here probably. I'll go here and checkmate. Yes. All right. Look at that. Came through from a bad position. 1200. 1500, okay. So I was black and I was winning initially. I guess not really. It was just small minor advantages. But then, yeah, it was a bad move there. Let's look at it. So how did this happen? better move is the queen. No. Yeah. I guess I usually do that move too. Fork the pawn and the other pawn. My bishop's here to defend, attack this piece. Okay, so I did that. Well, I guess then I do that. That's also, yeah, that's too late. I should have done it before. And then f6 again. I didn't do that. I should have done that. So arguably not good. Not accuracy. And I should have taken this pawn. I noticed it to move after. And I took this piece. And I should have taken the other pawn as well. Okay. Yep. Yep. Oh, I should have done that. Okay. This is a good defensible position for my king in the middle, probably. I'm ready. Yeah, they just had tons of attacking moves on me now. Blunder. Yeah, because of the fork. Makes sense. Yeah, that was a... They should have not let me do that move. Mistake. They take the bishop? I guess that's how bad it was that they let me do it. Another mistake. Oh yeah, I shouldn't even go back here. My bishop shouldn't even go back there because the king cannot even move. And look at the position. It's basically completely lost for me. Wait, what's a better move? A takes the pawn is better. Interesting. So it's a blunder? So I went here. Wait, what's the big deal? Why is this a blunder? Can they just go here? Oh. Silly me. I completely didn't even understand what I did. So I was attacking both rooks at the same time. One of them had to be lost. So they took the best. They did the best move. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Didn't understand. Yep. All right. One last game. I'm trying to focus on not playing too fast here, and also thinking about what opportunities I have. They'll probably move this pawn over here. Yes, I'll do this move. They probably push their C pawn as the defense. Probably. But maybe not. I hope they don't, because if they don't, then I have two center pawns and they have only... Yes, good. They only have one. And what is my next follow-up here? I mean, we talked about knight f6, right? This also looks good because it opens up the bishop, prevents this pawn from going forward. Maybe this move, so I can allow them to push one more, open up this diagonal for the bishop. I'll do that, but I know the computer kind of prefers bigger moves. I'll go knight f6. Okay. So I guess I should have done that move. I guess I still can, right? There's nothing stopping me from doing that. So if I go here, they'll take. I'll move my, probably knight takes, but I can also do this, right? Then they push, no. I'll castle. I feel like this is a critical kind of thing for early stuff. I'll move this pawn up once. Actually, I kind of like if they push that pawn. It's good for me. It's good for me because this diagonal then becomes open and this bishop left, and so now this pawn is very weak. If they push, then they have a really weak defense on this area. Good. So what do I do now? Do I come over here? Do I come over there? I don't want to come there. I think I come back, right? But that's not so good to me. I think I come here. Let them even push. But no. If I do that move, right? Let them take, then I take. Then they take, then I take the pawn. It's not great, actually. I'm going back. They probably will castle. Or knight moves out of the way. Maybe knight moves here. That's probably the best move for them. Knight moves there. Yeah. Which blocks my knight from going here, which is where I want to go. Yeah. Good move by them. Excuse me. So now we're just trying to develop. There's not going to be any, I guess, like easy tactics right now. I think I'm just trying to develop my pieces. They're playing well. They're playing fast as well. So now I can go here. They might even take it. Let's see. No, I can't go there. But I got this move. Right? How they defend it. There's no way. So I got a rook. So if they bring their bishop here, right? Then I just take it with my bishop. If they bring their knight here, I would take it as well. So we just get a rook now. So all that work for them to avoid losing the rook, and they lost the rook. Now I'm going to trade. If they bring their queen here, I have to take this bishop so they don't get my pawn. And I might just keep that knight over there so I can bring my queen over here. Attack that. But I can't anymore. Yeah. But I can do that move, right? And if they do the en passant, I take their knight. Okay, I'll take their knight. Now I activate my rooks. This is perfect. My rook is like, they're helping me develop the rook now. I'm gonna double them up. They'll attack the king's pawn. It looks pretty good from now on. Okay. Quick game. Let's do one more actually. 22, not bad. Alright. Let's see what opportunity. No, there's no mistakes, no misses, no blunders. I think that's very rare for me. I guess there's only a few moves. Okay, let's do one more. Finally, we have a King's Gambit. Finally. Okay, yes, accept it. Perfect. Actually, this is my favorite kind of game. Oh my gosh, their bishop's going to come over here. I'll do that move. I'll take the pawn. I'm going to castle. Oh, shit. I forgot I was supposed to castle. Oh my gosh, I was just talking too much. So usually I castle here, but I took the pawn. So now this is actually terrible. My goodness, what do I do? Okay, this is going to be a terrible game for me. And they're also up 2 pawns. This is disaster. So I come here. I guess I'll get a pawn back, right? Because how can they defend this pawn over here? And I have some attack going. But my king is such a bad... Oh, man. I ruined it. I ruined it. My favorite type of game, too. Okay. I get another pawn back. Wait. Yeah, I get this pawn back. They probably move their bishop here, and then I take, right? Oh, okay. So they're doing that. Is there a way I can attack this queen in a way that develops some pieces? I think I can do that. I can do this. I have to do this. So their pawn is going to come up over here. Perfect. That's actually great for me. Okay, I think we'll be fine. Somehow. Okay, now I come attack this. And what are they going to do, right? They can no longer defend this bishop because this square is guarded by this knight and this over here. So that is lost. Now, if I can just defend it and then attack with my bishop, I will be in a good position. Oh, crap! I lost it. All right, that's enough. Let's review the game. Okay, I guess there's no point to review this one, but let's just see how bad my rating is. 1100. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. I'm curious to see, like, does it actually, like, how bad is the position? Yeah, this is, of course, and I did that mistake, of course. And it's like, oh my goodness. What else can I do? Go here. That's the best move. Okay, interesting. All right.